Hey everybody, we are back with the third episode of the Pod of Aggie Land with your host, yours truly, Chase Lane. Um, Not gonna sugarcoat it. How was my weekend? Didn't go as I thought it would. Um, if you watch college football, we got upset by Appalachian State, which is a great program. Kudos to them for coming down here and taking care of their business and obviously coming ready to play as we did not. But yeah, man, you can't really dwell on things too long in this sport because um, number one, it was only week two, and then the second thing, we're in the SEC West, probably the most competitive league in college football. So as hard as it is, to say the least, you just gotta put your head at the put your head on the pillow at the end of the day and try to just look forward to brighter days ahead and to compete. Because if you look at our schedule, we can't just roll over now and who we have coming up. So just around the world in college football, Alabama got out of Austin in a scary one, I believe. Um, you can even argue that if Quinn Ewers doesn't get hurt in the first half, then things could be differently for Texas right now. But I think Texas showed um, they showed a lot of good things. I think they put a lot of good things on video, and um, Coach Sarkisian's he's a great coach, and they're obviously changing the culture that they have down there in Austin. So kudos to them for coming to play, but also kudos to Alabama for taking care of their job, taking care of their work at the end of the day. A win's a win, no matter how ugly it is. So congrats to them. Notre Dame losing to Marshall at home, man. Uh, I know we can relate to Notre Dame, but um, I'm really, I'm really hoping that head coach can turn it around because I remember when he first got the job, the players really looked at him as a player coach, and they really were behind him, and they were really excited about the hire. But then on top of that, he's also an African American coach, and I know that a lot of times in sports, whether that be collegiate or pro, you don't really see black head coaches get the same chances that coaches of other races get. So, just hoping that he can get things turned around and so they can still have the season that they want to have. But moving on to Kentucky over Florida, I actually have Florida in this game. Just going down to the swamp is never a easy atmosphere to play in, but they're a solid team. I know we played them back in 2018 when Jimbo's first year was here in College Station, and we had to go to overtime for that game. So yeah, Kentucky, took care of their business. They got a good squad over there. They have a lot of older guys that I think have like bought into the culture and the system that they have going on down there. So, congrats to those guys down there in Lexington. Tennessee over Pitt in overtime. I didn't have Tennessee in this game. I actually had Pitt, but yeah, I think who's their coach? Josh Heupel or something like that. I don't know if he got fired. He got fired, didn't he? Yeah, okay. So yeah, Josh Heupel, he's a good coach. Played quarterback back in Oklahoma back in the day. So he comes from a tradition of winning. So um I know Tennessee's had some hard years in the past and in the recent past. So glad to see them have that win and that could hopefully swing their program to stay on the right trajectory going forward. But Nebraska firing Scott Frost, man. Wasn't really able to accomplish anything and didn't really show any growth in the program. So it kind of makes sense that he got fired. Never want to see that happen to any coach, but business is business at the end of the day, and they didn't have the start to the season that they wanted to have. So hopefully Nebraska can find their guy and um, can find a way to swing their program around as well. But moving on to our game, Texas A&M versus Appalachian State. Um, I'm trying to like pinpoint what exactly went wrong for us, but um, as easy as it would be for me to like sit up here and make excuses, like as a man, and I feel like as a member of this team, we all have to look in the mirror at the end of the day and watch the film and be very critical of the film and just own up to our mistakes because it just seemed like everything that could go wrong went wrong for us offensively and defensively at times because the defense, App State's not a bad team offensively, and they put up 61 points the week before, and our defense held them to 17. So there's only so much. I know the defense is kind of getting some criticism for the loss, but you can't really put that much of a burden on the defense because, they held a high scoring offense, only 17 points. So um, it's so weird because like everything felt normal, like everything felt right, like from pregame, like from Friday in the walkthrough, like we had a good walkthrough. We had good meetings that night. Everybody was locked in. Like nothing was abnormal about the Friday the night before. Saturday morning was fine, but like I said, just life happens, and uh, it happens sometimes. As much as I hate to say that, but it's real. So just moving on to the start of the game, the first quarter, two drives, a punt, and a fumble. Um, I can't really pinpoint what went wrong for us offensively. I thought that we had a good game plan going into the game, and I felt like we were going to be able to exploit a lot of deficiencies in their defense. But um, yeah, I feel like I'm getting repetitive, but it's just like everything that could go wrong, it just felt like it went wrong for us. Um, Haynes got sacked. He fumbles. Um, Absent recovers on the 29. Like I just feel like we just put the defense in such like bad positions to be successful, and um, they did all they could do. I feel like we can sit here and we can try to pinpoint like which play lost us the game or like whatever it is, but at the end of the day, it was a group effort. We all um, had turns in our missed assignments, so can't make any excuses about that. Oh, and another thing, I think we only had 8 possessions in that game, so I don't remember ever going up against an opponent who like held the ball for that like long of a period. Like we got in the fourth quarter, we only got one drive the whole fourth quarter, and so just trying to just stay engaged and like to stay like keep your body warm and to keep your blood pumping, and as a receiver trying to keep your hands and your legs ready. Like it was very hard in that regard. But as I digress, moving on to the second quarter, we scored 7 play drive, 75 yards for a touchdown. Ends on Devon Chain coming in with a 26-yard touchdown run. Tremendous boost of confidence, I feel like. At that made the score 7-7. So I feel like the fans and even us were like, okay, like we got out to a slow start, but let's string along and let's start to pull away with this one. But um, yeah, it just never happened. And um, I feel like just when we have our good drives, like it just seems like everybody's on one accord. And even though we don't have like a high tempo offense, like it just feels like everybody was like, okay, like let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, and everybody seems synchronized. But I think we're lacking consistency in that end, and just staying fluid and staying synchronized as an offense. But that just comes with time. We have a lot of young guys out there. But yeah, going into halftime. Um, the message at halftime, like offensively and defensively, like wasn't a panic. Like even though it was 7-7, like Coach Fisher came in and he was poised, and the defensive staff, like their staff was getting was being poised with their players as well. So everybody was like confident that we were going to come out and we were going to score because we got the ball coming out of halftime, and we were confident that we were going to get another stop and then come back and score again. So it wasn't any like worry or panic in the locker room at halftime. But any key adjustments that we made throughout the offense, I don't think there were any like any drastic ones. Maybe just like minor, just like tips and reminders, and things of that nature. But it wasn't like anything too serious. We came out in the third quarter, and we had a 3-and-out. We had a fumble. They take it down to 62 yards, score a touchdown, and then that eventually ends up from them going up 14-7. So I feel like at that time, um, I feel like offensively we kind of were like, okay, like we're running out of time. Like something needs to click here. Like what's the deal? And yeah, that drive really, I feel like it drained us because it's just the like I said earlier, like their time of possession is just so like elongated, and it just felt like they were on the field for the whole like duration of the quarter. So moving on to the fourth. Oh, sorry. I don't know how I can forget this. Devon had another kickoff return for a touchdown. Um, right when he I kind of had a feeling he was going to take it back because it just I saw how the blocks lined up, and I knew like right when the blocks hit, that's when Vaughn was going to spread out. But yeah, that was a we I think we needed that. It was kind of like a sigh of relief, like from us as well as the fans in the stadium. You can kind of feel it. It was like a group sigh of relief. So um, I thought that was going to be just one of those ugly wins for us. I thought that once we got the kickoff return, that that was just gonna like amplify us and amplify the crowd into just like propelling us to another victory. But um, with what comes with that, you got to execute on both sides of the ball and special teams, and we'll get to that. But moving on to the fourth quarter, um, they start off with a field goal. They go up 17-14, which would eventually be our demise. Um, by the time we got the ball in the fourth quarter, so much time had gone by, and I feel like as a group, offensively, like on the sideline, like a lot of guys were starting to get anxious, and they were starting to get like uneasy, and just ready to get back on the field to try to put together a drive. And um, I feel like our poise as an offense kind of got lost in that long drive that App State had. And then like when they scored when they kicked the field goal and they made it, it was kind of just like a ugh, like damn, like now we got to go back out there. So all right, so we finally get back on the field in the fourth quarter, and we drive it down to where we're in field goal territory, and that series was kind of up and down, up and down, up and down. I think we got a call back because it was like a rough in the passer. I feel like so it was kind of like another sigh of relief because it got us another first down and four more opportunities. So then, we're moving the ball, we get it down there. Um, sense of urgency, I feel like was out the roof because we could see what was about to happen, and I think at that point we were just like, look, however we have to win this game, like we have to win this game, like no matter how ugly it is, no matter how much criticism we'll take, we just have to find a way to get the job done. So I think guys were really like, just really locked in at that point, just trying to get the ball down the field any way we could. Um, so then we get down there in third down call. Yule Keith had like an underneath route. Um, I think it was third and mid, something like that, and he caught the drag, and then he lost his footing. So I just know if he kept his feet, he could have got the first down. But just um, how things happen sometimes. But yeah, he comes down, he falls. So okay, we're sending Caden out there. Have a lot of faith in Caden Davis, no matter what happened. Have a lot of faith in him. He's my teammate, so I know I can always count on him. And just like I said, life happens, and he makes that kick every day in practice, and we have the most utmost confidence in him to make that same kick in the game. But yeah, we were confident as a team sending Caden out there to tie the game, and I feel like at that point we were content with going into overtime, and because we were for certain that if we got a field goal, our defense is gonna they weren't gonna let them come down and like score 3 points or anything. So um, Caden goes out there, we have all seen it. He missed a kick. Um, I don't know if it got chipped or blocked or if his foot had hit the ground. I haven't seen it up close yet because I haven't watched the game on TV. I've only watched the film and I can't really see that. But yeah, he missed the kick. Um, I think there was like 4 minutes left or something like that. And we were sending our defense back out there. And then we had more confidence in our defense again to get another stop because we felt like if we could get the ball back in a quick 3 and out, then we could at least try to go down there and attempt another field goal. Um, they're running the ball, they're running the ball, they're running the ball. We have to call timeout. I think we had two timeouts at the time when they got the ball back. We had to use one of them. I forgot for what, but we used one of them, so we had one timeout left. They had a big first down run, stretch play. Tyreek Chappelle, he barely missed a tackle. Big running back, but he got him down the field all the way to their side of the ball. Um, their game management was really on point during that game, and they got the clock down all the way 2 seconds, and they took a knee, and that was it. Um, Stormed the field, did all that. Never have experienced that. Like I've been on the I've been on uh the giving end of storming fields and celebrating from big victories, like in 2020 when we had upset Florida at home, and then of course last year when we upset Alabama. But never have been on the receiving end of that. It felt kind of surreal, like because like these games like that we played in yesterday are like the reasons why people love college football. Like the upsets, the mayhem of it, like the underdog stories. Like people live for that in college football. Like I live for that in college football. I love that aspect of college football, and um, you never think it can happen to you until it happens to you, and that phrase is used just globally, universally for life. But it's just it's just clever and just ironic how it can apply to football as well. And yeah, man, it was like me and some of the receivers, we were just sitting on the bench when he took the knee, and it just felt like, and they traveled well. They traveled very well. So you know how big our stadium is, and our fans are in there. It just kind of felt like we just got like hushed, like soul stripped from us, like just cold, like a cold, brisk, like air just came through the stadium, and then like this one little patch in the stadium just like erupted. And since it was kind of at a distance, it was just like, and then you can see like the players coming down the field, and you can just see like the excitement and like like just triumphant feeling just going through their body language and everything, and just like seeing that and just sitting there on the bench, you're just kind of like, damn, like we really just did this. And it was weird, like after the game, you see your family, and um you see like your friends, and you see the people who are always proud of you no matter what. So it's kind of like a you get like a like you get like a cycle of emotions, because like you feel loved and you feel appreciated and you feel consoled by your family, but then at the same time, like as an athlete, you know that like you didn't play to your very best standard. So um it didn't even really hit at first. Like, and social media is so big. Like, you go to social media and it's just plastered everywhere, like down Twitter, down Instagram. Like, your friends back home are talking to you about it. Like, your family members that weren't able to make it to the game, like, they're talking about it. So, like, it didn't even feel real. Like, and so, like, after the game, I was just chilling with my mom and my girlfriend, and we are just talking about the game, and like, I feel like sometimes it's like athletes, like we kind of have to like debrief and just get away from the game. So usually after a game, like good or bad, I don't really like talking about it, because you lock in and you focus so hard Monday through Saturday up to the game, and you just feel mentally and physically drained from it all. And you just need that time to reset, because you only get Saturday after your game and then Sunday. So I don't really like to talk about games after the game, and I kind of just like to just be just like a normal person again. But yeah, we talked about the game yesterday, and it was just a bunch of like how you feel, like how you doing, like just consoling, just messages that you're receiving, and you're kind of just like, I'm good, like because you don't really know. So yeah, man, that whole experience for me, it didn't even really hit till I woke up this morning, and then like when you wake up in the morning, you're kind of just like what did I do yesterday? Like, you feel me? You kind of, I don't know if everyone gets a feeling, but I kind of like what did I do yesterday? Like, I don't know, but it was just kind of like, damn, we got beat by App State. And it was kind of just like embarrassing, because you're like, bro, like this really happened to us. But you know, closing statements. Um, I just urge the fans to to know that we love you guys. Um, we want to win just as bad as you guys want us to. And I feel like with social media being at its peak, I feel like sometimes fans just get so caught up in it and they just get so emotional from the disappointment that they kind of forget that we're human too. So, nothing against the fans. I don't want this to get misconstrued, but just to all the fans, I just want to let them know that we want to win just as bad as they do or as y'all do. Um, we're just as disappointed as you guys are. Um, this team is far from finished. These guys in the locker room, I know they want to play football, and um, this is what we're trained to do, man. And we are not looking at this season as finished or depleted or off course. I feel like we can still accomplish the things that we want to do. And that just starts with how we approach tomorrow and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday and the Miami game and just taking it literally one day at a time, one week at a time, one game at a time, and just having respect for our opponents like we did for App State. But yeah, man, um, I appreciate you guys listening to this tough episode of the Pod of Aggie Land. Much appreciation for everybody who is continuing to show love. Um, put your friends, your family members on the Pod of Aggie Land. Got a lot of good things to talk about. So, yeah, guys, I'm out. Peace.